Today, this is Attila Kovacs from GTC News Daily Trade with the facts in 2018, February the 13th. Following last week's roller coaster ride, US stock index futures are up 1.6%, but with yields of US 10-year Treasury paper touching a 4-year top of 2.885%, it's too early to sound an all clear on volatility. Another upcoming challenge will be the release of US consumer price data on Wednesday, given that it was fears of faster inflation and those more aggressive rate rises that triggered the global beating in the first place. Infrastructure-related stocks are on the march higher after the Trump administration released highly anticipated details about its infrastructure plan. They include stimulating at least $1.5 trillion in new investment, shortening project time, improving training, and boosting investment in rural projects. The proposal also calls for allocating $200 billion in federal funds as seed money to motivate states, localities, and the private sector to spend the balance of the promised investments. Comcast is considering a new offer for 21st Century Fox assets despite an agreement in December to sell them to Walt Disney for $52.4 billion. Its original bid was reportedly around $60 billion, but there were concerns that the deal could face antitrust challenges. Comcast might even be prepared to remove certain assets from the deal or zero in on something in particular, such as European pay TV giant The Sky. Walt Disney is also changing the price for its American theme parks, raising the cost of some single-day tickets by almost 9%. Theme parks are Disney's second largest division, bringing in $18.4 billion in revenue and $3.8 billion in operating income for the year that ended in September. In other news, the Alibaba has signed a deal to offer Disney shows on its Youku video stream platform. One of the final fines for banks involved in the financial crisis looks to be nearing resolution. The UK Treasury has held secret talks with US officials aimed at accelerating a multi-billion-dollar fine for Royal Bank of Scotland that would finally draw a line under its pre-bailout misconduct. While RBS has already set aside £2.4 billion to cover the Department of Justice penalty, some predicts that the fine could be higher than £5 billion. Unilever is threatening to pull back its advertising from popular tech platforms including YouTube and Facebook if they don't do more to combat the spread of fake news, hate speech and divisive content. According to Unilever's annual report, the consumer products giant is one of the world's largest advertisers, spending more than $9 billion last year to market its brands such as the Lipton, the Dove and the Knorr. Amazon paid about $90 million to buy the maker of Blink home security cameras late last year in a bid for the startup's energy-efficient chips. Analysts have thought the deal related to smart delivery program Amazon Key, but it may have centered on lowering production costs and lengthening the battery life of the Amazon Cloud Cam and Echo speakers. Blink says its cameras can last 2 years on a single pair of AA lithium batteries. The White House plans to stop funding the International Space Station after 2024 and is working on a transition plan that could turn the station over to the private sector. NASA already subcontracts certain ISS support operations such as supply flights carried out by SpaceX and Orbital, while Boeing operates the station for NASA, which cost the agency $3 to $4 billion a year. The French Airbus has finalized a deal with Emirates Airline for 36 A380 jets for $16 billion. Meanwhile, its stock price fell 1.2% after the airplane maker disclosed new problems with an engine for its A320 Neo jets. Today's daily pick has the Cisco for you, who is upgraded by Nomura to buy before its earnings. The Apple had a pretty day, continuation is probable. The MGM announced that it is opening a new $3.4 billion casino in Macau. Keep an eye on it, while the United States still is on the move again. The Under Armour gave a decent report, could gain a few percent today. Recent trading days are giving us the feedbacks that the exchange markets are healthy and traders regained their confidence, but be patient, the US CPI is coming tomorrow. Till then, use the moves to your favor. The euro dollar has pulled back during the day and as it turned around from the hammer. If we break the top, the pair could go to 1.25 in a short term, while in a longer period we aim much higher. Expect pullbacks to 1.21 and look for entry points because it's just a matter of patience when you can go long. The pound dollar also pulled back, testing the 50-day EMA. Probably it is going to find buyers in this area. The 1.365 is supportive. Ultimately, we are aiming to 1.43 and above. The USD JPY pulled back and found support on 108.5, which doesn't mean that we can't drop to 107.5. On the recent sideways move, you should use momentum trading, but eventually we are going towards 110, then higher. Don't forget, our services are going to be available soon only for our subscribers. To subscribe, go to gtc.news. This was Attila Kovács with GTC News Daily Trade with the facts in 2018, February the 13th.